fair share? He hasn't. Not at all. I wrote the bill on the environment. But don't let up now. Pay them more. It grows the economy.
You guys are being robbed of your wealth. Inflation is theft. You guys are being screwed by the government as it's deliberately crashing the economy and creating food shortages. Good luck, you little slaves, is what he would have said if he was being honest, and I think there's a reason they always called him Creepy Joe. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. This is Luke Rudowski here of WeAreChange.org, and financially we are dealing with some very serious consequences and situations, as it seems as the situation in the White House is getting more turbulent, more insane, and more nonsensical by the day. This as they're promising something that of course most likely will happen. And while a major military campaign continues in Ukraine, the economy crashes, the White House has their priorities set here domestically as they're literally trying to create a ministry of truth. Yeah. Things don't look good for everyone involved here. And at the beginning of this video, I was kind of debating about playing the clip that I just played for you, or this clip that also just came out and is extremely telling of the current situation inside of the White House.
That will enhance our underlying effort to accommodate the Russian oligarchs and make sure we take their ill-begotten gains. We're going to accommodate them. We're going to seize their yachts, their luxury homes, and other ill-begotten gains of Putin's kleptocracy and the guys who are the kleptocracies. But these are bad guys.
Yeah, nothing to see there or worry about, as of course this was the man that the corporate media, along with big tech social media, colluded with, protected, promoted, and of course censored and downranked any form of criticism against. But that soon might change, especially with the recent acquisition of Twitter by Elon Musk. By the way, so much news, we're just going to straight up just jump right into it, as it definitely looks like Elon Musk has won himself a lot of enemies in the government, especially in the corporate media press that does the PR bidding of the ruling class, as there have been attack pieces after attack pieces, made-up rumors, speculations, anonymous sources, and a larger PR campaign that is being waged against him. And I think it's important to be asking ourselves why this is happening when, of course, other billionaires and other governments control online media platforms. There usually isn't any kind of problems with it or outrage associated with it, but now there is, and that's most likely because Elon Musk is promising to bring back free speech. And thinking about this entire scenario, I of course always am skeptical, especially of really rich billionaires, but I think it's fair to say that there has been an overwhelming amount of circumstances that have led me to think that Elon Musk is actually trying to do something with what he believes is a net positive and a good thing for society, trying to promote the ideas of free speech. And as long as those ideas are being promoted, they are a lot more bulletproof, solid than, of course, human beings and individuals. And a random Twitter user made a very good point surrounding this entire situation, saying specifically that if Elon Musk had bad intentions, he would have simply used the billions of dollars he had, and he would have bought Congress and the media for a fraction of that price. And we have to understand that this is what other billionaires routinely do. Bill Gates literally throws hundreds of millions of dollars to the corporate media in order to get favorable press from them. It works. They love promoting his fake meat, which gave him the very voluptuous body that he has right now. By the way, if you get a chance, check out our website, BillGatesMeat.com. Yes, that is our website. We created BillGatesMeat.com. The link is down in the description below for more information and context surrounding this issue. And I think this random Twitter user made a very good point. And with Elon Musk, I think we should always be skeptical, especially with his Neuralink plan, especially with his Starlink plan, especially with his connections with the Chinese government. Always be critical of that, but judge him by his effect on society and the larger ideas he puts out there to the general public. And by and large, those ideas are good ideas. Ideas that humanity has been striving for, that humanity needs, and could potentially progress us towards the betterment and improvement of civilizations rather than the destruction of them. And so far, Elon Musk's tweets and statements surrounding what he plans on doing with Twitter are not just notable, but extremely reassuring. He has told even his harshest critics that he hopes that they remain on the platform, that he wants speech to be free. And we, of course, covered all of those updates. The latest ones that I think we should clue you in on is that Elon Musk is also talking about how private messaging systems on Twitter should have end-to-end encryption so no one could read the messages, just like Signal. Quote, so no one can spy on or hack your messages. And I'm 100% behind that. That's a brilliant idea, great idea, and hopefully this idea gets implemented. Elon Musk also tweeted not so long ago that Truth Social, Donald Trump's social media network, is, quote, a terrible name that only exists because Twitter censored free speech, and I do agree with him on both of those points. Ben Shapiro even tweeted at Elon Musk, reiterating some of his previous statements about how left-wing and right-wing accounts won't be happy, how he wants the platform to be politically neutral, and Elon Musk responded to that, saying, quote, attacks are coming thick and fast, primarily from the left, which is no surprise. However, I should be clear that the right will probably be a little unhappy too. My goal is to maximize area under the curve of total human happiness, which means the 80% of people in the middle. Now, I personally take issue with this trying to maximize happiness for human beings, which I believe is a misnomer. Stop trying to make people happy, just allow people to be people. But the bigger point here is having a politically neutral platform is something that I think would be an extremely net benefit and a net positive, since of course most big tech social media is controlled by the neolibs and corporate globalist World Economic Forum types. And this is why there has been such an over-resounding response of support by the general public for Elon Musk and his purchase of Twitter, because of that promise of actually being fair, of actually allowing all voices to be heard. This to the point where the governor of Texas has asked Elon Musk to move Twitter to Texas, even highlighting an offer from a Texas man that wants to give Elon Musk 100 acres of free land in order to move Twitter's headquarters, saying that he will declare the area, quote, a free speech zone. As of course, there's a lot of people suggesting that Elon Musk move Twitter headquarters from, of course, San Francisco, where the worker base is known as blue armpit-haired, flip-flop wearing, Starbucks drinking limousine liberals, to, of course, Texas, where they're known as truck-driving, redneck Bible thumpers. And logically, the move does make sense, especially from a perspective of drastically changing the company and its vision, as, of course, there are a lot of reports of Twitter employees absolutely losing their ish, crying and having emotional meltdowns with the latest news of Elon Musk's acquisition of their company. Now, this acquisition is going to take a long time, about 6 months, but I think it's fair to say that a lot of people are going to be fired at Twitter. The platform is going to change, and that's going to be a threat against those individuals who need censorship, who need to stop people talking from each other in order to shove down their ideas down the general public's throat. Those individuals, usually members of government, this as we're finding out that the Biden administration is creating a new disinformation governance board, a part of the Department of Homeland Security, which is going to be dedicated to, quote, countering misinformation. Who are they launching to lead this special department board? Well, looks like an absolutely unhinged Democratic activist who admittedly believes that free speech should be censored and limited. She is on record saying that she is definitely no friend to free speech absolutism, and she played a major role in the cover-up of the Hunter Biden laptop story, which she said was a, quote, Trump campaign product, underplaying it, when in reality the truth of that whole entire situation has come out to the point where even major media organizations like the Washington Post are admitting that the story was true, not according to this lady, and now this person is going to be in charge of policing American speech. Yet another reason why I'm very happy I started LukeUncensored.com, where of course I have my own website. I could say and do whatever I want, and you could join us on this platform for less than 50 cents a day and get exclusive content, exclusive merchandise. We just launched our Free as a Bird members-only shirt, which you could get at cost of making the shirt, which is only available to members of LukeUncensored.com. We have a lot of these t-shirts. We have some t-shirts that are available to the general public, just like the one that I'm wearing right now, showing a very voluptuous Bill Gates with the tagline saying, "Brought to you by Fake Meat." All the shirts are available on thebestpoliticalshirts.com, but the exclusive ones you could only see and get by being a part of our special members area, where you also will get access to future events that are only going to be available for members. We already had a few of these events. We're going to be having a lot more, as of course we also provide content there almost every single day. A lot of important videos, a lot of important context that of course we cannot share here on this broadcast. In today's video, we are going to be sharing some crazy news of celebrities and their demonic rituals. Yeah, lots of crazy stuff to discuss here. That discussion and celebrity demonic rituals will be talked about later on today on LukeUncensored.com. I hope to see you there for that very important, interesting, eye-opening conversation that only happens on our own platform, Quasi-Secret Society, LukeUncensored.com. Click the link down in the description below to find out more. Now, I think looking at the Biden administration, one thing kind of comes to mind, and that is an absolute abject failure and PR disaster nightmare. As of course, the Biden administration is literally releasing statements today talking about how children don't belong to parents in the classroom. This as Kamala Harris is running around sharing her own gaffes and absolute low emotional intelligence behavior that is absolutely cringeworthy. The two were joined by the uncomfortable moments that they create, but they're separated by alleged hatred and anger for themselves, as we're getting reports that Joe Biden has snapped at Kamala Harris so harshly that even Republican senators were taken aback, as the two are allegedly publicly fighting very viciously against each other. This as, of course, the Biden White House faces a lot of major problems that they helped to create and foment, as now the latest talking point by the Biden administration is that the U.S. economy is failing because of, quote, technical factors. Yes, those are the latest talking points from this administration that originally told you that there was no inflation, then that it was good for you, then that it was because of corporate greed and never again truly existed. Now it's a technical fact that your savings are literally being liquidated right in front of you. The value of the dollar going down dramatically as your savings are literally being wasted away by reckless policies from this administration that literally prints money out of thin air. As of course, they keep promoting insane, crazy ideas that they wholeheartedly want passed, just like an entire student loan forgiveness program, which would raise taxes, according to some estimates, $13,000, and of course, create more record inflation, as it already is skyrocketing as of right now, something that we've been warning you for years to come. It is here now, and it's only going to get worse and compounded by a lot of other issues that are definitely worth talking about, like the disruption of the food supply chain, which according to the White House is nothing to worry about. These are the latest statements from Jen Psaki.
We are not expecting a food shortage here at home, but we are acting to bolster food security around the globe, both unilaterally and in conjunction with allies and partners.
Yeah. We don't expect food shortages, but we're preparing for food shortages. Essentially what she just said here, which is absolutely bewildering. And I have to be cynical here and say, whenever the government tells you not to worry about something, that means you should worry about that specific something. This, as the Biden administration today is requesting even more money and emergency assistance to Ukraine. This, as the Biden administration is touting how they destroyed the ruble, which of course was negatively affected for a short period of time, but right now looks like it is rebounding and potentially even doing better before the conflict. This, as we've been warning you that this conflict is getting into a very dangerous phase and could potentially last us for a few years now, as of course there's even Russian state television talking about how, quote, we all die someday, when talking about the prospects of a nuclear war between the United States, NATO, and of course the Russian Empire. And when you're thinking about it that way, yeah, again, we also have to understand with the significant military loss of equipment by the Russians and the West not giving Vladimir Putin a way out of this situation, or a situation that will help him save face, we have to understand here that when it comes to options, the Russians are looking like they're talking themselves into the use of nuclear weapons, which of course have changed dramatically since, of course, the last time they were used on civilian populations in Japan. There's new, smaller, quote, tactical nuclear weapons, and ever so, the Russian state, along with the Russian media, has becoming more hyperbolic and more aggressive with their statements touting the possible use of tactical nuclear weapons. This is even being done by the Russian president himself, Vladimir Putin, who of course has insulated himself politically and has a lot of people domestically who are afraid to challenge him. The situation in Europe is getting more unhinged, more crazy, and I know a lot of people are talking about an obliteration because of the use of advanced weaponry, but we also have to understand that we're also facing a financial reckoning and obliteration that is going to have an extremely negative effect on the American public. And not just us, the public of the world especially. Expect food shortages, expect more money to be printed, expect the value of your dollar to go down, expect the US petrodollar to be questioned, as even Israel is adding Chinese yuan to its reserve currency. We're dealing with a very crazy situation where I would even speculate that the economic consequences of irresponsible fiscal policies are a lot more dangerous than even the possibility of a larger war with Russia and the United States. That just might be my perspective. That is of course, my opinion. It might be hyperbolic, but if you think I'm wrong, let me know why down in the comment section below. But I truly do believe the situation that we're dealing with right now is very serious. I've been trying to warn people for a number of years now. I've been telling people to prepare. If you have prepared, probably are dealing with a lot of these situations a lot easier than the people who haven't. I talk about a lot of these tricks and tips specifically on lukeuncensored.com. And no matter what type of situation that you're in, the consequences of irresponsible fiscal policy is something that all of us will be affected by. There's no doubt about it. It's already happening. It's here. It's real. And I think it's only going to get worse. I wish it didn't. That's just my perspective. And if you thought it was helpful, if you thought I helped you see the situation for what it is, share this video with your friends and family members, as of course this is one of the few ways that these videos still get out there to the general public. And they wouldn't be if it wasn't for you being a part of this independent media broadcast. I wouldn't be here for you. I did a specific video about the larger economic financial consequences that give you more perspective on this very complex issue here, which you could watch right now. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. And this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for a lot more here on wearechange.org.